is just taking way too long to get this field done. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it's being such a pain. Just every little thing we're doing right now, it has to be a fight.
Sometimes I wonder how much of being a farmer is growing crops, and how much is just learning to live with uncertainty. Today I woke before dawn to thunder and weather radar lit up green and yellow, the kind of map that decides your morning before your feet even hit the floor.
Well, good morning. It is pretty early, as you can tell.
So I rushed to the field to cover the truck and grain cart, trying to stay one step ahead of something I couldn't control anyway.
Woke up and I just happened to roll over and look at the weather map. They increased the wind or the rain chances quite a bit. The roads are a little bit wet still from something we got overnight. I'm either going over to cover up all the corn that we harvested last night, or I am going over to see if I can't pick a little corn before this rain does come in. Either way, it would be kind of nice to get things up to the top of the hill. Can't really remember where we left things here. If there's corn in the truck or not. Let's see if we can figure it out here. Yeah, it's almost full. I think the answer is that we're just going to cover it, and if I can get started, I can get started. If I can't, we'll just wrap everything up. But I need to cover this and then maybe go down and cover the other wagon.
I had a feeling that I might be overreacting to the situation, but with Nebraska weather, volatility
I'm just
is
going
the
to
name
walk
of the
down
game.
there if I don't kill myself in the corn stalks and just wrap that wagon up. I don't think it's like a 69% chance of rain here in the next hour or something. I don't think that, and it might not be much, but I don't think it's worth screwing with.
The forecast must have changed 10 times since I woke. Worst case scenario, I have to unwrap everything in a few hours.
This wagon is kind of a pain, and you're probably not going to be able to see anything I do here, so I'm going to put you away. Well, if I wasn't afraid to cut that down there, if we're in a better spot in the field, I would totally just go ahead and start cutting, but I don't want to cut through those bad ditches because they're bad. You know, I need daylight to do that. That's all hooked up, and yeah, it's gonna rain here now. Pretty soon I can feel it.
The storm was mostly dry and dissipated before it got to us.
Well, it's not supposed to be much of a rain or very much wind, so I kind of did a half-assed job of covering up the bin at least. There really isn't anything in there. I just want water getting in the sump.
So I guess I panicked for nothing. But when you think about your income sitting out there exposed, you think twice.
While I was up there trying to cover it up, I found this from when we were working on it yesterday. Literally, it just rode on a flat panel, just laid there all day while we were harvesting. Didn't notice it. I guess we'll go back home and watch the weather for a little while and see what it's going to do. Kind of see stuff now. It's lightening up. At least the coffee pot's still hot. Yeah, I got back home before the school bus. Alright, well, it's obviously a couple hours later and they changed the forecast again. And it looks like we could get something actually pretty substantial. So I'm gonna run over here and see if I can't get some bungee straps from the farm, and then we'll just tie that tarp down better. It's pretty dark coming up here. We don't have much time. Oh, what a shit show. The first time I've been to combine, it's actually don't need the air conditioner on for a minute. Alright, I'm gonna go down and pick. Hopefully all the dark stuff is past, so hopefully it's stays that way and nothing comes from this way.
The rain didn't really come until later. Most of the day was somewhere between a mist and a fog. Farming will teach you that there's a difference between not raining and raining enough to stop.
This is actually my least favorite part of this whole field. We're gonna have to do it from the top. This is gonna work in this corner. But this is such a steep terrace here, right? And it's right around this turn. You got these telephone poles over here, these power poles, and this just gets really ridiculous.
So I kept picking corn through the mist, thinking about how much of this life is spent reacting to possibilities. Forecasts, markets, breakdowns, clouds 2 counties away. Always moving because something might happen. And after enough years of this, you realize uncertainty isn't the interruption, it's the job. The weather changes, prices swing, equipment breaks. You make the best decision you can with the information you have. Then you climb in the cab and keep going anyway.
Alright, let's get started on this crap right here. I might go down twice instead of going down and back. I don't know, we'll see. A lot of adjustments on the head and the tilt of the body as you roll over this hill. You're going to want to lean left. Oh! Pull that up. Get that in the mud. Lean back the other way. Pull the head back up. Pull over. Head back up. Straighten out. Head down. Straighten up again. Eek, that was annoying. Now I think since we're pointed the right direction, we could probably just go back up. In theory. So I'm like, you don't want to back out in the road because those trees make it a blind spot for any cars or trucks coming down the road. Yeah, now we have a lot more room to turn around here. Once this end is open, then I can resume on the normal roads that we were doing earlier. While we're here, we'll go over here and get this little 15-foot long single row. I got missed because Krista went to public school and can't count apparently. There we go. No one even knows. We'll never see it again. Right, back down the hill. Right in here somewhere should be the beginning of that ditch, and I think I did not plant east and west. I just did north and south. I thought maybe I made some 90-degree perpendicular rows, but I did not. And I think that ditch beginning is right here, I think. You'll have to tell in a minute. Yeah, there's a little bit of dip there, but it got really bad up here at the top as we go up the hill. I normally farm this coming down the hill, but I want to know where that it starts and stops. Well, the combine chose violence yesterday, and with all that rain and crap, I tried to go out and get everything all ready to go into town, and I was just gonna do like a quarter-mile run so I could top off a truck to take it in, and it overheated, and it was so hot and so much steam coming out I couldn't really dink with it. I just let it cool down, come back today and look at it, and it looks like probably lost the water pump. There's antifreeze everywhere. It's a good way to start the day. It is just taking way too long to get this field done. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it's being such a pain. Just every little step is a fight. Yep. Every little thing we're doing right now has to be a fight. Well, good morning, everyone. Crazy busy day yesterday. Lots of rain off and on, and just kind of messed up the whole day, which is kind of fine because the fuel pump on the combine is out officially. We took it home, washed it, got some serial numbers, called a bunch of places to see if we could find one. Couldn't find one. We ended up calling John Deere. They want $500 for a remanufactured one, and they also had a new one from some other manufacturer that they use for $211. So today we're gonna go up and get that because supposedly it should be there by 10 o'clock, which is right now.
I'm sure I can't be the only one that has this issue. I have a pretty strong astigmatism, and even the thought of looking at rows of little boxes in a hardware store makes my eyes hurt. What I was looking for was a bolt for a support bar and a few others I could use on the PTO of the combine. The PTO shafts we have are old and worn out, so the alignment with the shaft on the combine side is messed up, which means I have to use a smaller bolt on the one side. It's far from ideal, and it'll eventually snap, but bolts are cheap. Stopped by the Casey's for a couple of slices of gas station pizza on the way home from John Deere. If you live anywhere in the Midwest or Southern US, you know what I'm talking about. Aside from the price being considerably less, one of the upsides to the aftermarket water pump is that you don't have to pay extra for the gasket. The downside is that they hid said gasket under the flaps of the box, and I almost threw it away. I spent 10 minutes securing the bracket, then Gary and I did the water pump together. Actually, he did most of it. I just tried to hold it in place over my head while he fought getting it in the right position without destroying the radiator.
Probably be a regular washer on that, huh?
Not sure if it's harder or easier when the water pump is 7 feet in the air, but this was a pain in the ass, to say the least. Half a day and a lot of swearing later, because we're not sure how the hell they got the damn water pump in there in the first place, and I was up and rolling again. It was already 4:45, but the weather turned out nice, so I was able to go into the night and finally finish this stupid field.
This field took way too long to get finished. We had the 2-day deal where we were dealing with the air filters, and we had the rain break, and then we had the water pump go out. So we're a good week behind or more right now, and it is not good. But this one is finished. I have 2 loads to take up in the morning, and then we'll start shuttling stuff over to the next field. I can't wait to get going on this. This field is such a chore, and usually this is a pretty easy one to do. That'll be it for now. Thanks for watching as usual. Don't forget to do the thing down below with the buttons, and I'll see you in the next one.